from a faith perspective, whenever you're going to choose movies to go see, what goes through your mind of like, should I go see this? Should I not go see this? Which movie has the expectometer placed too high? What movie has the biggest chance to be a flop? Aquaman or Venom? Well, good morning, everybody. This is Chad with the Catholic Dads Podcast, and I'm here with a very special guest today, my son, Evan. So, Evan, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, what's going on?
I bet it's been your lifelong ambition to be on the podcast, has it not?
Oh, man, it's been my dream.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, we're a pretty big deal in Mexico, I think.
Really?
Yeah, got a lot of listeners in
Oh,
Mexico.
I like Mexican food.
Yeah. So it goes to show that, it pays off.
All right.
Yeah, so
My
Jeff,
music should be playing right now, right?
what's again?
My music should be playing about right now, right?
Yeah, your music is fading out
I see.
right now. But a little background on the music. I thought it was a perfect theme song for the Catholic Dads Podcast because it's written by you, who's my son. The song is called Your Mom.
Yeah.
And it's on the Catholic Dads Podcast. So you want to talk about what inspired that song?
I do want to talk about that. I want to clear the air. So it was written at the Carl's house. I don't know if you know them, but we'll just leave it at the Carl's house. While we were helping them move, because my friend David said your mom as a joke. So I wrote the Your Mom song, and I don't know, it had lyrics, but it was too hard to record them because I didn't have recording equipment at the time. So it just turned out to be this, I think it's okay. I think the music to it is okay. And you used it, I'm not going to lie. I don't know how I feel about that. Especially being that it was released on my joke album, Blue Boy with Some Soul, on, Heartless Plug.
You can find that on SoundCloud.
I advise you not to, though. But you can if you want. Yeah. But...
Well, I'll just talk about, from my perspective. So Evan does release this this album on SoundCloud. And I was like, well, I want to hear it. And so one day I guess you sent me the link. And I'm listening to it on the way to work. And when that one comes on, and especially when the guitar just kicks in, I was like, dang, that's pretty good. That's really awesome. And so I've always had a special place in my heart for that song. So whenever we're looking for theme songs for the Catholic Dads Podcast, and whenever it came time to, you can't use any real music, otherwise you'll get sued. Not that anybody's, not a whole lot of people are listening to this.
True.
But, you're supposed to use, and especially because we're uploading to YouTube now. YouTube would see a song or hear a song in the background playing.
Yeah, they don't care how many views you get.
Yeah, exactly. They'll say copyright infringement. So anyway, that's the story behind our theme song. Great, which is kind of a segue into our topic today. So our,
kind of.
entertainment, music, movies. But real quick, so Jeff is on vacation. That's why Evan's filling in, and we're going on vacation tomorrow. So in real time, this is the 20th, I guess. Yeah, July 20th. Yeah. So we're gonna have
too early in the morning.
It's early for Evan, but Evan agreed to join me so we could have a podcast to release next Friday, which is July 27th. We'll be in Florida, actually, so we wanted to have something to release. But anyway, we're talking about entertainment, and I wanted to talk about movies. So Evan is a huge movie fan.
I am indeed.
And if y'all could just kind of witness our weekly routine around the dinner table, it usually revolves around movies and how some movies are garbage and some movies are awesome, and usually there's quite heated debates that go on into...
say not that. They're not as bad as Mom thinks they are. I'll just put it that way.
I don't know. I've seen some that are just like, golly, man, we're talking about movies here. It's not like War and Peace.
Well, sometimes it is.
Yeah. So like in movie time or in real time, the movies that are going to be coming out on July 27th is Mission Impossible Fallout.
Oh.
And I wrote some notable movies that are coming out. Mission Impossible Fallout and the Teen Titans movie.
Well, you know, I'll just say that I spent probably at least $75 at the movies in like 2 months, and that's not what I wanted to do. I don't have kids, so I don't have to pay for a bunch of people. So you probably always do that.
That's
But I'm
one
just
night
saying,
for me.
for me, that's not good.
That's one movie.
Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't really do the numbers, but I've seen so many movies. Mission Impossible. I don't know if that's worth it for me. We'll see.
Well, see, so that's one of the things for me is obviously I don't have a whole lot of time to go see movies, but we've seen a decent amount of movies
Yeah.
leading up to this point, and almost all of the things that I'm gonna talk about today, it's because we've seen trailers at the movies of some of these movies, and it's like, hey, that movie looks good, or does that movie look worth it? So Mission Impossible, you're saying you're starting to
Well,
wane on it because whenever we first saw the
no, I
previews, it
don't-
was like that one looks kind of good.
You know, I think the trailer looks great, and my only problem with it is I haven't seen any of the first
I
one.
know. So what we might need to do is have a Mission Impossible movie marathon.
Maybe. I mean, at
Leading
least
up to
just
it.
the first one. I mean, there's like what?
Which would mean that we
eight
would
now?
have it. We would have it in Florida. In Florida, we'll watch all the Mission Impossibles.
I don't know about that, but maybe. No, but I mean, I've seen so many movies where I was like, that trailer looks so great. I'm totally gonna watch it. Like for example, when Suicide Squad came out, I wanted to see it because that Bohemian Rhapsody trailer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't see it when it first came out. And then all the reviews came out and said it was garbage. And usually I don't pay attention to them. But I mean, every review and trusted people that we know who aren't
Yeah.
movie reviewers
Yeah,
hated it. And so I didn't see it.
yeah, yeah. And I watched it on the plane, I think,
Right.
and it was truly garbage.
I think that's
It
when I
was-
decided not to watch
It
it.
was like, oh my gosh. And I do want to talk about that a little bit. So, because with our, what I call the expectometer, it rises for various reasons. So that was a great kind of segue into, because you mentioned Bohemian Rhapsody
right,
because
yeah.
of the trailer, right? So the Suicide Squad, if y'all don't remember, the trailer had Bohemian Rhapsody playing in the background, and it just looked awesome. I mean, it was like, it really pumped you up, made you want to see the movie, and the movie was truly terrible. So I call that the expectometer. Your expectometer is way up here, and you go see the movie, and it's just trash. So it's bad. A lot of movies you go see with low expectations, and it's really good. So it's like it exceeds your expectations, and you're like, man, that was awesome. I wasn't expecting that. So I'm going to ask you a question. Which movie has the expectometer placed too high? Bohemian Rhapsody or Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald?
Oh, geez. Probably Fantastic Beasts, just off the bat because of, I mean, for me personally, it's probably Bohemian Rhapsody, but like for the mainstream audience, I would have to say like the Harry Potter one, just because of the, the movies leading up to it and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I do believe part of I do have a feeling, and my feelings about the Fantastic Beasts series is like, I was really afraid how they were going to approach them with kind of like the Lord of the Rings. Whenever the Hobbit came out, it was like, hey, look, everybody, we're the same people that made the Lord of the Rings 10 years ago, and we're still awesome. And here's Legolas.
Remember Legolas?
And Legolas is awesome. Remember him from 10 years ago? Even though he's not in the book.
They threw in Aragorn somehow in that trilogy. Let's not talk about the Hobbit.
So it was like, I kind of worry, like, on the Harry Potter side, it's almost like I have a yearning for them to throw back to. So I will admit that for
Maybe.
Fantastic Beasts, they can't win, in my opinion, for
yeah.
me, to satisfy me, which, of course, that's what they want to do, is they want to satisfy me, Chad Williams. But it's like, I don't know how I would feel if they would throw in all this throwback to, well, I guess it's throw forward, because it's
It's a
before,
prequel.
right? It's a prequel. So if they're foreshadowing all this stuff with Hogwarts and stuff, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with all that. But yeah, with all the Harry Potter hype, it does have expectometer pretty high. But let's face it, the teaser trailer for Bohemian Rhapsody has me wanting to watch it right now.
Yeah.
And I am like so psyched to see this movie. And the more I think about it, the more I'm scared that it's gonna just fall on its face.
I've seen the Bohemian Rhapsody teaser trailer probably like 168 times. And the new one just dropped the other day. And it was on before an ad, and I was like, and I totally forgot about the video I was watching because I was just like, oh my gosh,
Oh yeah,
it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
it's a new trailer.
And then that mix with the We Will Rock You and the intro to Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, we're just talking about hype,
Yeah,
pure hype.
Is
But,
it too much hype?
I mean, say what you want about hype. Too much hype. There's nothing there's nothing you can do about too much hype. We're hyped for it because we're such music nerds. I think.
Yeah.
If they made a Led Zeppelin movie, we might die. Okay. But I don't think they will. But I don't think the casual audience is freaking out about this movie. I know a couple people in my inner circle who are like, "Dang, this movie looks amazing."
Yeah.
But we're like the extreme people, and I don't know. And I've looked like from the trailer, like not just the mix and stuff, the actual like scenes. I mean, they look pretty well acted, and I like the overall aesthetic and the feel of the movie. It looks like, it looks like something I could watch and be like, I get this. Obviously, we don't know the story. I mean, we know what it is, but we don't.
Yeah.
We haven't read like any of the writing or anything.
Yeah.
So who knows?
And it's almost like, but so like to me, it's reminiscent of Almost Famous. Like, so to me, Almost Famous is like the not to say pinnacle. I don't want to put it on that high of a pedestal, but I love that movie so much because it captures an era of music that I'm just in love with. It captures, and it's about the bands that we're in love with, and it's just so well written, so well acted, and the music plays a part of it, but it's not the part of it. And that's where I started getting nervous about Bohemian Rhapsody is it's like, because to me, the reason why I love it so much is because of the music. So it's like, can the music carry the movie? It's got to be a great story. It's got to be told great. I'm agreeing with you that from the looks of it, I mean, you can't really tell how good the acting is from a trailer. But I mean, the way that guy, I can't even know, what's his name? The actor that plays Freddie?
Oh, Rami Malek or something?
Yeah, so the way Rami plays Freddie Mercury is just creepy, spot on good.
It's good.
I mean, it's just like, wow. So, I mean, that it's going to have that part of it. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm kind of worried. Somebody had posted on Facebook. It kind of summed up my feeling. It was like, I'm just so scared about it because it could either be the greatest thing in the world or it could fall on its face.
Yeah.
So that's good, and I'm really looking forward to that one. So the next question for my movie master here is, what movie has the biggest chance to be a flop?
Oh, there's so many of them.
but of these two, Aquaman or Venom?
Oh no. Well, all right. Let me reveal my bias. I hope it's Venom so much because Aquaman is such an interesting character. And the Venom movie, I'm so uninterested in. But, I mean, for some reason, so many people are. So, I don't know. And I like Tom Hardy a lot. So,
I know.
it would be kind of sad for it to flop. But I really hope it does rather than Aquaman. Just because, like, why are you making a Venom movie? There's no point. I mean, it'll be kind of cool, I think, because it's got a lot of bad guys that, like, if you're a huge comic fan, if you're not, like me, they're new.
Yeah.
And that's probably a nice breath of fresh air. And we don't really have a lot of Venom. That's cool, but honestly, I don't really care about Venom.
Yeah.
Aquaman was awesome in Justice League, and and I want to see more Aquaman.
Well, can you make? I mean, it's almost like a. Is it possible to make a movie only about a bad guy and it be good? So in other words,
Yeah.
like Suicide Squad was all bad guys, and it fell in its face. I don't think it's because they were all bad guys, but I mean,
Well,
I don't. There were so many things wrong with that movie, but I'm just saying, like, usually a movie you have a protagonist and you're cheering for him, and whenever the protagonist or the whole subject of the movie is the villain, it's like, I mean, would we really like a movie about Darth Vader, just Darth Vader? Would we really like a movie about the Joker, only the Joker?
well, you're about to get 2 Joker movies. I don't know if you've heard, but
Well,
they're coming out with 2.
So one of them
Joker
has,
movies.
what's his name?
I'm not paying attention to these
Yeah,
projects.
so I
because
did see
hate them.
some news, but I don't know how official they are.
They're pretty official. The Phoenix is his last
Yeah,
name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
or Joaquin
this guy
Phoenix.
gets his own Joker movie, and then they're making another. Don't get me started.
That's why I have you on this
I'm not gonna
podcast,
talk
because I want to
about-
get you started.
I don't want to talk about the Joker movies. Those make me so mad. Why would you make a Joker movie with Jared Leto? Oh, I think he's in the other one, and I don't even.
Jared Leto's going to be in the.
I think he's gonna stay as the other one.
Yeah, because he was honestly terrible.
Really?
Oh yeah, he was terrible.
Most people say he was the only good part.
I disagree with that.
Hey, I mean, I didn't watch it, so I don't know what to
Yeah.
say about that. I want Leonardo DiCaprio to play the Joker, and I know that sounds crazy, but sit there for 20 minutes and think about it. It takes like a full 20 minutes to come to terms with it, but once you do, it's a beautiful reality.
Well, I think the older, I mean, when I think of Leonardo DiCaprio, the first vision that comes to my mind is like he's the young kid, the pretty boy from all the earlier movies. But in his older
He's kind of old
phase, he kind of reminds me of Jack Nicklaus. And obviously, Jack Nicklaus was the Joker in the.
now. Jack Nicholson?
Nicholson, sorry.
Yeah.
Nicholson. Jack Nicholson, not to be confused with the golfer.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I agree. He does kind of have that vibe, but what I'm thinking, he just got his Oscar recently. I mean, it wasn't this year, but surely he's burnt out on the Oscar bait movies,
Yeah.
and he wants something fresh. He needs to play the Joker. All right, now get me off the Joker. I hate this topic so much. It's pointless. I hate these Joker movies. I'm not gonna go see them.
Okay, so unless we have Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yes, no, I'll
Evan
go- I'll go-
Williams will not see a Joker movie.
Yeah, I'll go
So
with
take that Hollywood, and Leonardo, in case you're out there listening, take this as a you need to do this movie.
You do.
Awesome. So we're hoping for the Venom flop over the Aquaman.
I
flop.
do too. I mean, not because it's a bad guy movie and they don't work. Because, I mean, Deadpool did work. And I haven't seen it yet, but most of my friends who've seen it loved it. So a bad guy movie can work out. I'm not that interested in all the bad guy movies, but
Deadpool is more like anti-hero, but he's still, and I haven't seen it either.
Anti-hero.
So I mean,
yeah.
but isn't he kind of like a Robin Hood kind of character?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't really pay attention enough.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I mean, there have been bad guy movies to come out. Obviously, Suicide Squad sucked, but I can't really think of like an.
And I think that's a
true bad
good.
guy movie.
So that's a good segue into like what I wanted to talk about next. And so this is the Catholic Dads podcast, and so from a family and especially like a family of faith point of view, we do like to go see movies, but we do draw the line on some of the movies. So none of our kids have seen Deadpool.
Although I am 18, and
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
wanted to, I could.
Yes,
but I've
yes, you could.
opted. I've opted not to.
So let's just talk about that. Like,
Okay.
so from a faith perspective, whenever you're going to choose movies to go see, and like a movie such as Deadpool is out, what goes through your mind of like, should I go see this? Should I not go see this? Or
Well, I was 16 when Deadpool came out, so I would have had to go see it with you.
yeah,
I didn't really want to, so I didn't. And even now, like, I could have watched Deadpool a bunch of times. I mean, a lot of my friends have seen it, and they all recommended that it as like it's a hilarious movie, but also like I'm not that interested in Deadpool, and The second one, though, I will say I do kind of want to get around to seeing. And I heard that you don't really need to see the first one. But I know just me personally, like, when I was trying to decide, whether or not I should watch it, I really started with, am I interested in actually watching this?
Yeah.
Just, take out the part that it's a hilarious rated R superhero movie. Am I actually interested in watching this? And the first one, I'm really not. Okay, the character annoys me. Like, I know who the character is, and I don't find his humor that funny.
You mean Ryan Reynolds, or you mean the?
Well, I mean, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, basically, right?
Okay.
And his humor can kind of annoy me. And so when I had the opportunity to see the first one, I was just like, I don't really feel like it, so I didn't. But the second one I hear is much funnier, and apparently, like, there's a character Peter in it that is totally my style of comedy. I don't know. I might see the second one eventually, but all I know is that when I could have seen the first one, I decided not to just because, like, I don't really feel like it.
Yeah. So it was more because you're not into the character or the actor, but not. It wasn't really on moral. It wasn't like on moral grounds that you didn't watch it.
I mean, that played a really big factor.
Deflate. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. But oh, yeah. Well, I mean, so what I hear is that the first one had a lot worse stuff in it than the second.
Okay.
I mean, like, if I were to watch it, I would, if I wanted to, I could just skip through it, but it's not really worth it. I don't really feel like watching it. So.
Okay. Yeah, and then, like, from our perspective as parents, we usually we rate movies as far as, like, family friendliness, mainly on the sexuality scale primarily. So, like, if there's anything dealing in the realm of sexuality, that's where we really start saying, well, maybe we shouldn't go see this movie, or we shouldn't allow any of the kids to go see this movie. And then the next one is cussing. It's like, well, how much cussing? So we'll look up certain Catholic movie review websites or just family-friendly movie reviews. Some of them will actually tell you, like, count the number of times they say certain words. So, like, you can, like,
those are fun.
But I mean, pretty much if it's PG-13, they can get away with, I think, 2 F-bombs, and that's it. Because if it's 3, then I think they consider it rated R. Yeah, I believe so. I think you can drop 2 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I've seen a PG-13 movie with that in it, but
yeah.
Maybe I think I have though.
Yeah, and then so it's like, really, it's that kind of thing that kind of goes through our minds of, are we going to do it?
Not to expose y'all, but I don't think y'all care that much about that. Just Marvel movies, and Marvel movies don't really, put a cap on that, and we've all seen those.
Yeah. They do some of them, or especially like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And that's the only one that I can really think of. They're just like, come on.
But it's like, it's not that bad, especially being that we usually have open discussions about it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're sending, all of your kids and, like, there you go, you can go watch it, and, not really talking about it. For the most part, you do kind of, we have every once in a while, like, a discussion about it, so.
Yeah, we do.
That's okay.
So let's close it out with maybe some appropriate movies for families that are coming out. So I searched
Deadpool 2.
I searched, and there's really, I mean, maybe there's some of them that I just don't recognize because, again, I'm going off of what trailers I've seen. So I know that these, obviously, and some of them by the ones that I'm talking about are obviously going to be geared at kids. But you've got Teen Titans. You've got Christopher Robin, which is coming out, I think, this week. I think it comes out today, actually. You got The Grinch that's coming out in November, and you got Wreck-It Ralph. So out of all of those, I don't believe that we're going to have too many people going to go see Christopher Robin, even though I think it's going to be a good movie. Yeah. It's got Ewan McGregor in it, and I like the... it's got the that cool feel of the animals, whatever. It just looks really cool and really well done. I just don't think that any of our...
You're probably right. I don't think I'm going to go see it. And if I don't go see a movie, there's a pretty high chance no one in this family goes to see it. But, I think The Grinch is gonna do well, and a lot of people are mad that movie's getting made. I disagree, because there's no harm in an animated movie. It's not really a remake, we're not talking about you restarting a franchise.
Yeah.
It's just another Grinch movie. It's animated in the new style. You still have the old one. There's no harm in it, and I think it's gonna be funny. And what was the other one? It was
Wreck-It Ralph and
Wreck-It
Teen
Ralph.
Titans.
Wreck-It Ralph should be okay.
Yeah.
We got some blatant feminazism in it, but the whole movie might not be like that. It might be okay. And then what else? Teen Titans.
The only other one that I can think of is Teen Titans, and I gotta admit that like whenever
People hate.
So we don't do it very often anymore because not video games, but screens have taken over our morning routine. But before screens took over our morning routine, every morning, Drew and I guess Elliot, maybe Dylan, were downstairs watching Teen Titans Go. On the way, I'd be getting ready for work, and Teen Titans Go would be on, and I would find myself just glued to the TV watching this, being like,
well, it's funny.
I'm watching Teen Titans. So I have a feeling that we will definitely be going to see this movie.
I would imagine.
We might even see it in Florida. I don't know. It just depends on what all's going down in Florida. But I kind of am looking forward to seeing that movie with the kids, because I think it's going to be a really fun movie.
People hate Teen Titans Go because it's not Teen Titans, which is some original that I could care less about, and my brothers could also care less about. The point is, the Teen Titans Go is so random and so funny. Like, like some of these episodes are so complicatedly random. It's an art to it, and on the Cartoon Network, like, they have a couple of them, and obviously, like you said, it's been a while, but every time it is on, it's something you have to sit and appreciate and be like, wow, somebody wrote this episode, painstakingly wanted somebody to see this detail, and a lot of the times we notice it and we're like, hey, look at that.
Yeah.
And of course, we're probably the only people who really appreciate Teen Titans Go for what it is.
I don't know. I've got a couple of friends on Facebook. One friend in particular, shout out to Chris Guardia. He sometimes, whenever I'll make a comment about Teen Titans, he'll comment back about it. So I know that there's other people out there that appreciate it. Not that there's a movie associated with it, but kind of on the same vein as The Amazing World of Gumball.
That's so funny.
There are some of those episodes where I just will, again, catch myself that I'm watching this totally ridiculous cartoon, but it's so funny.
Yeah, they put so much detail, and there's so many layers to that. You can watch that if you're like a toddler, and obviously an adult. And anyone can watch that show. It is so funny.
So maybe we'll have an Amazing World of Gumball movie come out next summer.
Yeah, I'll be down for that.
Awesome. So I think that this is a good time to shut her down. We've discussed a couple of good movies coming up, a couple of potential flops, maybe some options for some family movies. Any parting words?
I really want the Bohemian Rhapsody movie to inspire many other music movies in the same style, because I'm sick of watching documentaries. I'm okay with watching documentaries, but it'd be nice if I had like a Pink Floyd movie.
Oh, okay.
That's what I need.
All right. Any shout outs to give?
No.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for being out there for us. Have a great summer, and we'll see you next time.